Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the AlphaCraft server. My name is Ginerous and we are over here at the quarry in the western base because this is where we are going to be working today. But before we start getting into some buildings, I just want to apologise for the lack of videos recently. Purely the fact that one, life's been chaotic, and two, we've had a million other things go on AlphaCraft that is just taking time to do. So if you didn't realise that we had I think it was about a week ago now, 2 weeks ago, we had a stream weekend called Alphas by the Water. I'll put a picture up on screen now. This picture, by the way, is from Indy, so obviously massive credit to Indy for the picture. I appreciate that, Indy. But yeah, this essentially is all the houses that we created over at the spawn district, and oh my god, by the way, it was that an unbelievable stream weekend. Something obviously you didn't see, by the way, something you totally missed. It was like really good. Obviously we stream both Saturdays and Sundays. Everyone would go over there, build a house, and then obviously at the end of the stream weekend have a look and see what you've done. And we've got a lot done in that time frame. So that was obviously, it's been our priority recently, just getting that built. So I haven't really been over here too much focused on this, but obviously now that that's done, we can actually focus more on this whole district now and get this all built. So today what I'm going to be doing is building a house here and a house here. So, well, I was going to say it's really a house. It's more of a, you've got a TNT building here. There is a workshop building here. Next episode we will do a building here and along with the stables down there. And today, so I'm going to get this building, and that crane that is going to go right here into the quarry, get that built today. So you'll have these three things built, and then next episode there'll be a small crane here, a building there, and the stables in the as well in the next episode. But either way, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start off by building one of the two buildings in a third person time lapse. So enjoy. Okay, so hopefully you'll enjoy the time lapse there. That didn't take too long to be built there. That was actually done quite quickly. So essentially what we've got there is we've obviously got the smelting building there, we've got the housing units here. So this here is the workshop building with a water tank up there as well. If you come inside, this is only for really one person, but this one person would come in here, you'll probably cut something down in the stone cutter there, do some work on top of the tabletops here, got a little smelting unit here. And then on this side here, you've got some more storage and obviously more shelving units there as well. And then from an aerial perspective, fly up, here we go. From an aerial perspective, it fits in quite nicely. I didn't want a gigantic building like kind of like this building or that building going here, where obviously it's getting close to the same height as the rail track there. I kind of wanted a low building here. Which, by the way, what I'll do is I will work on more of this train track off camera as well and get this pretty much fully across right the way over to there as well. So then we can start working on getting that end done there. But yeah, either way, this workshop building, it got it done pretty quickly and it fits perfectly in the section. I'm probably going to do some work off camera as well, probably in live streams where I'm going to go through and build some paths in between all these buildings. But that'll be once I at least get this building in place and get the outline marked for that section there so I can start actually working on it, you see. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to gather the materials to build. We're going to build the crane next actually. And then we'll build the next building after, like the explosive building. So I'm going to go get the materials to build the crate and I'll be back here once I've done that. Right, I've gone through and I've gathered all the materials inside these shulker boxes here. This didn't take me too long to go and gather, to be fair. So we're going to essentially build a crane here. There's going to be two cranes again, one down there and one up here, but we're going to build this one up here, which is the bigger crane. You can kind of see this is kind of a bit bland and it is just a bit more of a box shape right now. Essentially, I've got like the actual dimensions for it here to build it. So I'm going to build basically the actual framework here first, the bottom, like the crane's going to go on. Then we'll build the bottom of the crane here, then we'll do the top of the crane. And after off camera, what I'll do is I'll do some like landscape and terraform the landscape a bit more better. into the actual like the framework and the foundation of like the ground here where the crane's going to go on. Only because obviously I'm not going to do that during this, it'll just be a bit more hard to build it. But yeah, what I'm going to do now anyway is I'm going to get the actual framework of the bottom section in place here, and I'll be back with you once I've done that. Right, so I've gone through and I've added the platform here. It is very, very spacious, it's quite big. Again, this is going to be fitting the biggest crane there will be. Again, there's going to be a smaller one over there, so this obviously has to be somewhat of a big platform for that. The actual thing overhangs by a block on this side. So what I've done is, I didn't want to go essentially right the way down to the bottom, down to there, because I think it looked a bit weird just having one big spruce pillar going right the way to the bottom. So what I've done is I put a stair here to almost make it look like it's being like obviously supported from the actual rock here as well. So you've obviously got like a bit of a support beam here coming from the rock, holding this section of the actual platform up. But anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to do the whole bottom section here and the pillar in the middle started, and then after that we will start working on the top section. So I'm going to get this bottom section done now, and I'll be back with it once that's completed. Right, I've gone through and I've added in the whole the middle section of the crane. This didn't take me too long at all. It took me about 10 minutes tops to build. But I've gone through and I've added in some ore along with it. So I've added coal, gold, iron, and I've added chest and barrels as well, going right the way around, because I feel like it's just obviously a bit of storage as well would help with this. Again, we do need to do some landscape, but I will do the landscape obviously once I've got the rest of the crane in. So what I'm going to do now is get the rest of the crane, so get the back in, get the middle section here, get the front and the bit that goes actually down into the mine itself complete, and then we'll start working on a bit of the landscaping after that. So I'm going to get this done now and I'll be back with you once that's complete. Right, I've gone through and I've added in the middle section of the crane. This didn't take me too long at all. It took me about 10 minutes tops to build. But I've gone through and I've added in some ore along with it. So I've added coal, gold, iron, and I've added chest and barrels as well, going right the way around, because I feel like it's just obviously a bit of storage as well would help with this. Again, we do need to do some landscape, but I will do the landscape obviously once I've got the rest of the crane in. So what I'm going to do now is get the rest of the crane, so get the back in, get the middle section here, get the front and the bit that goes actually down into the mine itself complete, and then we'll start working on a bit of the landscaping after that. So I'm going to get this done now and I'll be back with you once that's complete. Right, so I've gone through and I've finished the entire crane, and that is the final thing. I think I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair. It was quite difficult to get the shape up here, like that kind of shape. That was like somewhat difficult, but we got there in the end. Obviously that took a bit more longer to be fair than I thought it would, but I'm pretty happy with it. So essentially the wheel obviously the back here spins around, moves the chain goes up here, and obviously you can see it's up there. And then that comes all the way down, lifting obviously the platform up, obviously, which will go further down here into the mine. Which what I might even do is I might even try and give the mine a go on stream at some point. So obviously, you're not already checking out obviously over on Twitch as well. But either way, that there is now the crane in place. So we've got now the workshop building and the crane in place. What I'm going to do now is get this landscape done off camera, and then go and gather the materials as well for the TNT building, which is going to go in this vicinity right here. So I'm going to do it now, and I'll be back with you once I've done that. Right, I have gone through and I have terraformed all that up there. So now it looks a million times better than what it did before. It is not so flat, which is absolutely what I'm after. I got rid of all the yellow. The orange I'm going to keep for now, but obviously I can change all that later on if I really want to. But either way, I'm super pleased with how this turned out, just so it's not so flat and it's not so like boxed in. It's a bit more like sloped down, obviously, to kind of go with the wood. I have kept some of the terracotta down here, connected to the fences and fence gates. I just feel like I quite like that. I don't mind that. But by the way, as well, off camera, I've gone through and I have gathered all the materials to build the TNT building, which is going to be here. Yes, I did say right, TNT building, because it's going to be an explosive building. This is where you get all the TNT from for the mine. So I'm going to build that here. I've got the materials again up in the storage room up there. So I'm going to get those materials and build the first like couple layers here. Show you what that is. We'll do the middle layer and then we'll do the top layer to finish off with. So I'm going to get that done off camera now. I'll be back at you once that's completed. Right, I've gone through and I've started the first 4 layers here. To be fair, that didn't take me too long to put together. Except this is the most dangerous start to a build I will ever build. Watch when I open this door. Yeah. It is the most dangerous place you do not want to be. So I have specifically put, by the way, my bow back in there because it has flame on. That has got fire aspect on, but for this, the fire aspect doesn't set off this, but you will. So let's just get rid of you first. Let's make sure he's gone. Yeah, so we've got gunpowder here, we've got a lot and a lot of TNT, and there's still more TNT to be placed down, by the way, inside this. But we're going to do that in the next, like, I think 3 layers here. But either way, yeah, this is the most dangerous start to a build I have ever done. But it's looking good so far. I'm liking it. It's serving its purpose as the explosive building. Which, to be fair, this TNT probably could level all these buildings. To put it in perspective. But either way, what I'm going to do now is get the next 3 layers in place. And I'll cut back, show you what that looks like, and then we'll do the roof. So I'll catch you in just a sec. Right, I've gone through and I've added a few more layers into this. Again, this is still probably the most deadliest spot on the thing. And I'm going to just be careful with mobs. Because I can see there's a creeper on the map in the top left corner. If he comes in here, I know he's on the ground, but if he comes in here and blows us up, I am dead. But yeah, I've added a few more layers, and it started a little window back here, which is looking perfectly, by the way, at that portal up there and the mountain, which is, I love that mountain, by the way. Marky and Indy, massive, massive props there, because that is insane, by the way. That's a lovely mountain. But anyway, I've added more TNT in. I've started adding some lighting. I'm going to add some more lighting eventually. But obviously the general thing of it is just this going up maybe a couple more blocks, and then the roof starts going over, and we're going to have kind of like what we've done here with the water tank here. We're going to do that, but on the middle section here, I think, overlooking the back as well. But either way, what I'm going to do now is get the rest of this little bit in here, then the roof, get the water tank in, and show you the full thing, okay? So I'll catch you in just a sec. Right, I've gone through and I've completely finished the build now, so I've added those few extra blocks there, the roof, the water tower on top there. So if you get a quick aerial view, oh yes, yes, that is looking way better. Obviously, especially adding this building, that building, and the crane, and it's really starting to fill this area up big time, which is good. There is another building to go here as well, but again, that is next episode. But if you come into here, I've added more TNT up top here. Obviously, you can never have too much TNT. So I've added more up there. I've added some more lighting in here. To be fair, I think I've gone a bit OTT on the lighting, but oh well. Yeah, either way, a lot more TNT. Oh, by the way, I made a stupid amount of candles. Like, I made a lot already. Realised I didn't have enough. Had to go make more because obviously I ran out. It was about 3 stacks of candles, which is ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, I'm super pleased with how that's turned out. I'm super pleased with how this has turned out, and I'm super pleased with how that has turned out. That is beautiful, by the way. The sun here as well. But yeah, next episode I'm going to work on this, the other building, the stables, and the little crane here. So, and then during the streams throughout the week, I'm going to try and work on that. Off camera, I'm going to work on the camera. Oh, by the way, yeah. So here, Dream was speaking to me, and then she decided to go AFK. But because obviously I'm a nice person, I decided to block her up with some spruce and put a torch in there, so she's got some light to make sure no mobs at night time decide to come and kill her, so she's a bit more safer. But yeah, either way, I'll do the railway track off camera, do some more of that. Hope we get about another two of them in, potentially. 2 of these and going across. But yeah, anyway, I am going to end the episode here. If you guys have enjoyed this, make sure you smash the like button down below, and hit the subscribe button. But I will see you all on my next video. See you laters.